the North Bank and the LRR secondary and upper basic schools had their regional athletics championship. It was very successful. I was there, and they were really good behaviors, and we expect that this week coming is Bansang, and Bansang we will have URR and CRR, upper basic and senior secondary schools come, and we will expect to have a better performance and better behavior in Bansang.
Okay.
Then we will have Region 2, that is West Coast region. You know, theirs will be on the 21st, 22nd and 23rd in Brikama. The venue we haven't yet got from the organizers in Brikama, but very soon we will be able to have the venue. And Region 1 will be on the 28th of February, 1st, 2nd of March. And the finals will be on the 14th, 15th and 16th of March. That is going to be in Farafenye.
Okay. The president of NAFSA, the National Athletic Student Association.
Yes, Mr.
The chair or the committee responsible for the organization of the secondary school sports have some concerns with behaviors of students during and after the athletic sports. You, NAPSA, what is your role in promoting good behavior during the athletic school sports?
All right, thank you very much. Basically, I will take it from where you stop. It's about student attitude and behaviors in the during and sometimes after the conduct of sporting activities in various schools and various regions. Like you said, the previous years we've encountered some challenges, and following that was how we came to be a member of the task force for senior secondary school sports. And then the fact is this, I think we should first understand the basis of sports. When we talk about sports, what do we mean?
Exactly.
And in my view, is about unification and socialization. The basis is for unification and socialization, and this is what we made sure our members to understand. And part of the response strategies that we set in place to making sure that we avoid or disease from attitudes that are inimical to the progress of the sporting activities is this. We have an annual Meet the Student store, and during this store we visit almost all the schools countrywide, and these attitudes are always what we emphasize on, because we think it's very necessary, and without which we cannot have the activities successfully implemented. And not that withstanding, we also have school visits, and during such time, this is why our position and role is very useful in the task force. During such activities, we go to schools to sensitize the students about the need to build up good morals in the process of sporting activities. However, there are still challenges, and there continues to be challenge. But we are hopeful that as they come on, we'll be able to address them, one after the other. And sometime I am hopeful we'll be able to move, from having some hitches in our sporting activities to having trouble-free sporting events, because it's useful, and then we made students know that it's useful. Because in the process, there are a lot of talents that we found in sporting activities. And then we cannot partially base all our hopes into one areas. But, skills is part of the dimension that the world globally is moving on to, from, academics to skills. So this is something that we need to empower in them. And we know, the talent is there, and it's just about nurturing it to making sure it benefits them and benefits the country.
Now, for the benefit of students themselves, can you state some of the, the bad behaviors that accompanied the secondary school sports?
Mostly what we found has to do with low spirit in terms of victory. Some schools, when they realize that they are not winning, some students, when they realize they are not winning, is when some hitches start to come. Complaints. Here complaint comes, there complaints come, from the other side. But it all has to do with, building that team spirit, building that sport spirit, realizing that, in every sporting activity there must be someone that wins and someone loses. Now, when you lose, it's not about you're not good. It's about making sure you correct yourself.
In fact, they should be motivated. In fact,
correct yourself. Make sure you do more efforts next time, and then you become you reach the position that you want to reach to for the. But these are issues we face. Another thing we face has to do with the administration, the technical issues in terms of recording. The school got this, and mistakenly the point was given to the other person. Yes, this girl came first, or this boy came first during the margin, and then it was given to the other one, and they made the other students or the other schools angry about it. But these are all issues that are coming up, like I said. But we are hopeful that as they come up, we'll be able to address them. But the basis here is about understanding why there is sports.
Okay,
that's the first.
That's during the sports, during the activities.
Yes.
What about after activities?
Yeah, I think that is also useful, because in this current generation, we found a lot of issues that come after the activities, after inter-house, after the passing out.
Okay.
There are a lot of programs, social events, that students indulge themselves into, and of lately, really is becoming a cause for concern. And I think this should really be looked into. I am hopeful that the parents will be able to support. But like inter-house is meant for inter-house. After inter-house, there are some things that happen really is not encouraging.
Some things. Can you dilate on some of those things?
Some things. I will just say that looking back, some will use, after inter-house, they have their, what we call hunting, is it? Something like that. I see them, guess they go around town, it's fine. But then what we are saying is the uncalled for behaviors within that socializing event is what we are concerned about.
Are you condemning those huntings and those other things you're talking about?
Well, per se, it's kind of showing that we come from this school and this is the way we behave. This is how our culture is, all right? And it's good. To me, it's good. But what I'm saying is that it's the way it is administered.
So you're talking about the manner in which it is done? It
is administered. They'll be blocking traffic, some of them will, instead of going with the group, they deviate, and start, maybe teasing each other.
But of late, we also heard about this, the pool parties, the secret location parties. What do you have to say about those things?
Which is serious, which is basically very serious. We are not talking about those kind of issues. They are to the extreme. They are to the extreme. And we all have children in schools. And we look back when we were in school, our parents used to talk to us about good behavior. And we accepted that, and we grew up with that. And we also look forward to people who are outside, whom we meet, and we see that they behave well, and we copy those people.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Menga, what's your advice as far as those activities are concerned outside of the sporting activities?
Thank you very much, Mr. Louis. Before I go to the after-event activities, I think I would have to talk about the very events that we expect them to perform. As the chairperson rightly said, they're not only competing in football or in athletics, it's an all-embracive sports competition. And I think the beauty about it is we are trying to pick the talents from the grassroots.
Okay.
And I think one very important thing to remember is education is about acquiring the necessary knowledge and skills for a positive change. Positive change in the sense that you develop personally and also contribute towards national development. Now, on that basis, therefore, I feel when people gather to compete, they are competing with a view to contributing to development, both personally and nationally. And if that is registered at the back of their minds, I believe there shouldn't be any serious conflict, either during the events or after competitions. Now, after the competition, obviously, somebody must win. But for me, I feel the mere fact that you are competing, you must have been identified because of talents that they see in you.
Precisely.
Therefore, you are a winner. So winning here means who perform better, I think, does not mean that the rest who competed do not also have the necessary skills. Maybe at the time of competition, there are a few things that might have nagged them. But if they further develop themselves with frequent, continuous practice, perhaps in the next competition they may even beat others that